New at 6 tonight, a T-shirt worn by a waitress at a Busboys and Poets restaurant is stirring up some controversy. Her shirt's message enraged a customer who left her a less than appreciated tip, plus a note with a message of his own. Fox 5's Karen Gray Houston stopped by Busboys and Poets to check it all out. Back now with details. Karen.
Brian, that shirt said occupation isn't pretty. The customer left a note on the back of his receipt that said her political beliefs on a shirt cost her a percentage of her tip. He also left a brochure from AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, which describes itself as a pro-Israel lobbying group. Needless to say, the fur is flying. The shirt the waitress wore looks like this and is sold on the website of the women's peace group Code Pink. No comment from the waitress. The owner of the Busboys and Poets at 5th and K is speaking for her.
Occupation isn't pretty. I don't think many people would think occupation is pretty. So I am definitely opposed to the occupation of the West Bank and Gaza.
Andy Shalal is an Iraqi American who was an outspoken opponent of the invasion of Iraq. He's also outspoken about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
I always take exception with the fact that if someone is opposed to the occupation, that they cannot be pro-Israel also at the same time.
But should a server wear her politics on her shirt?
If we don't get engaged in politics, politics engages us. So we encourage our staff to be engaged in political discourse.
We broached the subject with 2 restaurant patrons who have each worked as servers in the past.
There's a reason why we wear uniforms as servers. But at the same time, the tip should reflect the service, not the politics. I think it's as simple as that, really.
The tip was $2 on a $32 check.
You're not tipping a person for their political opinion, you're tipping them for their service.
But do you want the server's politics in your face?
I don't think the server was wrong. I think the server put himself or herself in a situation for that to happen. But I think it's the server's right to express their political opinions.
Perhaps this opinion is the bottom line.
It's very important for every person to have the right to express themselves, and I think the challenge is for people who disagree with each other to learn to respect each other.
Aaron Schneier is head of a group called Heartbeat that brings together young Israeli and Palestinian musicians. Their aim is to build trust and to try to transform the ongoing conflict through the power of music. By the way, both those ex-servers we spoke to seem to agree that offended customers should have picked a restaurant that isn't known for its left-leaning progressive views. AIPAC declined to comment. Brian.
Karen Gray Houston tonight. We asked our friends on Facebook what they thought of the note left at the Busboys and Poets. Mandolin Mabala writes, tips are given to show gratitude towards the service provided. What a server is wearing has nothing to do with how you were served. If the waitress gives you A+ service, then they deserve a tip accordingly, despite their political beliefs. Michelle Workman-Pierre says, I think the shirt was very unprofessional. I also think it's up to the paying customer to decide if it makes them uncomfortable enough to decide to give a service person a tip that reflects unprofessional behavior. And Brian Gray put it simply, 2 words, free speech. Join in the conversation. Go to our Facebook page, MyFoxDC.